gang, welcome in for those of us that are joining. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm gonna pull open my chat here. Gang, welcome in and welcome to this month's rendition of Realms and Roleplay, the Rite of Secession. Gang, to my left, I'm going to go ahead and just dive right in, introduce our players. I am Connor, your humble lore keeper for this adventure. We have Sia, we have Amanda, we have Vero joining us at the table, a little triumvirate. But make no mistake, though this party be little, it be fierce. You all are not ready for these incredibly beautiful characters. Gang, don't be afraid. You've got those shiny rocks. I'm going to try and keep them, keep the chat focused. We all know how well I multitask. It's going to be great. But I am going to keep my eye as much as I can on that chat. Sometimes there might be a shiny rock. We get really excited. I reserve the right to recraft a shiny rock because what a shiny rock cannot do is take away player autonomy. In other words, I want to see, Prue, I kiss the hot servant. Not that kind of thing, right? Like, consent is always, in those realms are reserved, for the players. But gang, you want to give your character player or NPC non-player character an auto crit or an auto fail on their next roll. You want to throw an NPC in there. You want to throw in a piece of atmosphere. Maybe a really hot and intense scene is going on, and you want to be a little troll and throw in an NPC there to interrupt the angsty scene. Gang, everybody has one shiny rock. I'm going to do my best to keep my eye on that. I think I've talked enough about housekeeping. How y'all ready to play some D&D? Let's rock and roll. All right, getting my playlist queued up because you know your boy was extra and had to have it. Boom. Friends. We open on spring. Spring is in the air in this war-torn land that we find ourselves in. Rosewood Manor sits at the edge of the world, or it feels that way, where the Vetna River meets the bay, where the land gives up and becomes water, where a ley line runs so close to the surface you can feel it through the soles of your feet. This building has been abandoned for so long as most living humans can remember. But it's not empty. The stone is warm in a way stone shouldn't be in the early morning. The windows hold light differently from other windows. The light refractures seems to project shadows of a half-remembered dream. Something that lies on the tip of your tongue, but escapes, and the more you try to grab it like a dream, the more it slips away. Something in the architecture of this place seems to pay attention. You all have been invited here for the Secession Rite, the first formal ceremony in 3 years of fragile peace. Yes, friends, the long 50 years of the Witch Wars have finally come to an end. The 50 Years' War, as the humans will know it, the War of the Sisters, as the Covens will know it, has come to an end, and this rite will decide who holds authority in this post-war world. This rite begins tonight, and 3 brave souls cross the threshold, and the building notices you. Okay, first roll, I gotta figure out who we start with. We find ourselves on the cobblestone streets, cracked and fractured as if not being used. the look of a road that was at one time deeply and beautifully maintained. Um, you now see cracks, vines growing up through a place that has not been maintained or occupied, at least by those that dwell in the day. Within a carriage, um, we meet uh, uh, two figures approaching Rosewood Manor. Sia, will you please introduce yourself and describe your character for us?
The springtime gives me allergies. I didn't have this Nicodramas, but my cousin really wanted me to come, and I do want to come, but I just feel really tired. I took a nap in the carriage, and then Julius hit me over the head, so I hit him back with my mace and accidentally gave him a black eye. Yeah, and so I'm here in Rosewood. I have to try and get something that I cannot get any. That I cannot get anywhere else. But if I'm being quite honest, it is a little overwhelming, but at least I have my cousin with me.
You look across at your cousin, Prue, still wearing the welt on his right eye, but glancing at you affectionately, and you hear him say, "I suppose the pollen was in lower count at the temple. Much Arnwind is known for its high pollen count this spring. Um, but we will see if we can get you something when we arrive. I do not know what they will have, but are you okay, my dear?
You mean now or based on the trauma? Because that is a long answer.
Uh, well, I was mostly referring to right now, but if there is anything, you see, he looks at you. Go ahead and first roll a PC roll of the game. Will you give me an insight check?
Okay. Just gonna come back and see it. Insight check. Where do I find that?
And no problem. It's right on your character sheet.
Huh?
If you head down, it'll say insight. In the long boxes of all like the little skills check, and it should give you.
Insight. Is that the one that says prof mod skill in or trying to
Yeah, yeah.
find
It'll be in your skills.
okay. Skills. So let's see. So skills, let me see. Insight is which one again?
Let me. I'll pull this up. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I don't want to
No,
hold.
you're good. This is why I have a gang. We're using online sheets, and I'm so excited because now I can just be a good kid and cross reference. You have a +6 to insight. Will you
Got
um
it.
actually hold on? I was looking at the wrong character sheet. Ava has a +6 to insight, in case anybody was
I do
wondering,
have a
but
plus
you
six to
also have a
insight
+6
too.
to insight.
Yeah.
How well matched. Go ahead and roll me a d20, and then add +6 to that roll.
Okay. Can I roll online or
Yes, you
D&D dice
online, in
roller? Got it.
person. Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Rolling. I have a 1d6, six total six.
Go ahead and roll 1d20.
1d20. Okay. 1d20 rolling, and then it's a total six.
6. Okay, perfect. And then added 6, so that's a 12.
Okay.
Um, listen, gang. Rolling, it takes a second to figure it out, but once you get it, it's like there's I get a little bit of a high from it. It's all good. I'm normal. I'm totally normal. It's fine. Um, on a 12, you're gazing at Julius. If you'll do, not to put you on the spot, Sia, will you when you're gazing at Julius, will you describe Julius's kind of physical features?
Well, Julius is a lot taller than me because he used to drop me in the river a little bit when I was little, but that's when I was little. But he's one of the few family members I have. He looks exactly like my dead brother Augustine. But he is not a tiefling. Me and my siblings were tieflings. I was the only one without horns, so he liked to remind me of that. We hadn't really spoken, and the last time we did speak, before we went here, he was very mad because I wouldn't marry Gaius, because I have to go be an acolyte now because of I don't really have anywhere to go. My family is gone, everything's gone, so I have to find my own journey within the traveler, and I've decided to be an acolyte. But Julius is very tall, black, jet black hair, jet black eyes, very Mediterranean looking, broad shoulders. He cannot grow a beard. He has tried, but he's very broad and he's very protective. Now he is the heir of the Vesper Wind family, even though my father was the respected head.
On that 12, thank you so much for doing that, Sia. On that 12, you see a Julius has always, both of you, even as children, had a carefree, mischievous quality about the both of you. Um, Staring at Julius, who you know went off to fight for the Nine in the Witch Wars, specifically in a unit with the Solaran Confederated Republic. You're gazing at him, and you see the exhaustion, the trauma of someone who has been to war, but underneath it, you see, I think even on that 12, there's an anxiety. There seems to be a nervousness about approaching this manner, and you see he he looks at you and goes, "I'm sorry that I could not leave you to find your own path at this temple um, with your religion, but so much has been taken from us, Kruya, and important things are happening, and I'm sorry. This was never supposed to fall on you, but now it has, and I want you to." And you see, kind of like, even as the carriage is rolling, you see he kind of glances out the window and goes, the carriage, and he leans in and he goes, "As the evening progresses, keep your eyes on Elias. Watch who he talks. Just observe him. I want another a set of eyes on him. I yeah, there is much I think to be observed. We This is a chance for us, Pruya. This is a chance for us to rebuild and to reclaim what was lost, but we have to be careful. There are many here who have many motives. Um, so, just keep your head on the swivel and maybe keep the mace tucked in at the side. Uh, I think the black eye is a nice touch for me. I think it adds to my devilish roguish charm. I did not come out of war with enough scars, and nobody, all the girls love to remind me of that. So I think you aid me in my chances to get lucky. But the point is, Kruya, it is dangerous, and please don't go clubbing everybody who you think make a smart remark. Yeah, especially about the traveler. Remember, it's not super common here yet in this realm. This just it's a newer thing. The older generations, they don't understand.
Why did you want to get more scars? Why does anybody want to have scars?
So he looks at you and stops for a moment, and he gazes at you, and he says, maybe some of us, sometimes it is easier when you have external representation of wound. People don't ask questions as anyway. It is scars are sexy.
That
Scars are sexy.
that's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
You're the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Shut up.
And as you two continue to bicker, you both slowly roll up to the manor. The doors to the carriage open. You see, as you step out of the carriage, a beautiful woman, raven black hair, hurries down the steps. This is wait, I gotta check my notes because I changed something.
Connor,
Uh,
I really think this woman's very pretty. Is that okay?
Absolutely. She's stunning. This is you see her bustling down to you. She says, "Oh, Julius Vesperwind, Lord Vesperwind, welcome. Thank you so much. Right on time. Welcome. I know the roads were a little, well, not maintained. After all, you know the our dear Thornvale, I suppose Thornvale now, our dear, the artist formerly known as Arnwind, I suppose, as it's. Anyway, you know, it's been a veritable lawless, war-torn land. So much still to do, even 3 years later. How was your travel? And who is this? And you see Julius goes, oh yes, this my cousin. This is Prunella Vesperwind, Lady Prunella Vesperwind, here as my guest. You see this. She turns to you and goes, a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Mira Aldrich. It is lovely to meet you and lovely to welcome you. How is Prue feeling as this very tall, beautiful, raven-haired witch approaches both of you?
Well, I wish I wasn't so sneezy, but I think she's really pretty, and I don't have these feelings very often, and acolytes are not supposed to have feelings. We're like the nuns, whatever that is. Um, I think I just want to go inside. I don't
Sure.
want to be outside. I don't mind getting to know this lady, but I feel like I'm not supposed to. But
You see she notices you sneeze and she goes, "Oh yes," the puts a hand on your shoulder, just gently and goes, "Oh yes, the pollen. I feel it myself. Coming from coming from the northeast, the kingdom of Farah myself. It's all a little. It's a lot. The trees. You see, she gazes at you. It's if I may be so bold, your horns are breathtaking. Um,
see my horns?
oh, um, yes, I the refraction of them. Go ahead and give me either an Arcana or yeah, just give me an Arcana check. This will be under the skills as well.
Skills, Arcana, Arcana, Arcana. +4.
+4. Roll a d20, one d20, and then we'll add +4 to it.
One, 1d20. Okay. Um, 5.
5. Okay, so on a 9, you can't really get. I think you're a little distracted by this hand that is resting on your shoulder, and um uh, uh especially you will have noticed immediately crossing into kind of this kingdom. You have not noticed a lot of tieflings or Cambion as they're known in this region of the world. Um uh uh you see her go, I did not mean to make you feel self-conscious. I just it's been many years since I've gazed on one of your kind, and you're beautiful. Forgive me. Please, the refreshments, and we do have tea inside.
Do you have hot chocolate? I want hot chocolate, please.
I do. It's so funny you mentioned that. The region I come from, the cacao, my family grew it. I decided to bring it, and at this moment you hear Julius go. I think I would just like the tea, if this is okay. And you see, kind of just like moves in between you, and she starts guiding you toward the front doors of the manor. Um, Prue, as you gaze upon the manor, you do it is, I think, akin, almost feels like gazing on a haunted house. There is something so powerful. Everything is intact, but there is something that feels old and abandoned about this place. That even 3 years later, this place still feels kind of war torn, and even the renovation works. There's warmth here, but there's something that just, you don't know, if it's almost like a taste on your tongue. There is just something that is like a frequency that's off about this place. As you approach the threshold, you cross through, but you hear a oh, and you gaze behind you, and Julius seems stopped at the threshold. It seems like he can't cross through. I, I don't. And you see Lady Aldrich turn around and go, uh, uh, "I'm so old," and turns to you, and she says, "The house, it behaves strangely. The house has opinions, Lord Vesperwind. I'm afraid it. No, I'm so sorry. There's nothing really we can do. The something with the ley line. You either can cross the threshold or you can't." You see Julius looks absolutely shocked, and then um sheepish, embarrassed, and he goes, "Well, I always find if you give it an hour, take a walk, maybe it might be a breath thing. If you there are some mint leaves near the back that are growing wild, but also a wonderful inn and a tavern in the city of or rather the village, not really much of a city. It's still in its reconstruction phase. There is a wonderful pub, a tavern in the town. Welcome to help yourself. You do have a representative here, Vesper Wind's representative. Prue, you are on the threshold of being the only Vesper Wind responsible and present at this ritual. How are you feeling?
Um, I don't like to be by myself. Even in the temple, I was never by myself, and I always shared the room with my sister. I feel there's something strange, something's kind of like tilting. Like I feel like something's kind of tilting a little because I have never been on my own and I have this really beautiful woman with me, but I don't like to be by myself.
Um, you feel this woman next to you who has a very reassuring hand on on you, but even without rolling, that tilting sensation, Prue, you can't help but feel as if the house is paying attention to you. You crossed that threshold, and something in this house that was on the tip of your tongue, a frequency that felt very loud, got very quiet when you crossed this threshold. Um, and you see she turns to Julius and goes, um, "Do not fret, Lord Vesperwind. I will see that Lady Vesperwind here is well and taken care of. You and I have spoken at great lengths about um, your goals and ambitions, and I will make sure. And turns to you and looks and says, and though I've just met her, Lady Vesperwind seems more than capable of holding her own here. And do not fret, Lord Vesperwind. The house. And you see, she kind of looks up. Was not finicky. I would never say finicky, but things adjust very quickly here. And you see, he kind of looks indignant and says, "I will take a walk in the beautiful, though now very overgrown gardens." And he looks at you, Prue, and goes, "Pruya, remember what I said."
Bye, Julius. Have fun.
And you see he just kind of like storms off. Lady Vesperwind turns to you and says, well, room assignments were a little haphazard. A lot of the uh, a lot of the manor is still not really inhabitable yet. Holes and um, magical screeches and all. We're still working. All safe. I'm sure. Wards are intact and everything. But uh, 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 if you're more than welcome, and especially if Lord Vesperwind cannot come, I imagine you don't want to be in a set of rooms all by yourself. You're welcome to. I have an adjoining stateroom in my suite. You're welcome to stay with me if that would make you more comfortable.
Is the room pink? I love pink.
Well, I believe it was pink at one time. There are still some remnants. It has a faded, um, a haunted pinkish charm, I suppose is how I would describe it.
Oh, a haunty pink. Can I still get my hot chocolate?
Let us make our way to the kitchen. You were the first to arrive. I expected you all would be. So before let's see if we can whip up that hot chocolate. And she places her hand at the small of your back and seems to guide you toward a servants' corridor down to the kitchens. We are going to fade from this moment as you go to get your well-deserved hot chocolate, Peru. Um, Next, oh, okay. Um, we fade from inside the manor, moving down the road toward another carriage, um, idling along. Once again, spring blooming. The road is cracked, but it's strange. There is life blooming in this land again, but even as you all gaze out on the right up here, it feels almost akin to what I imagine Belgium would have looked like at the end of World War One. So many visible scars upon the land, reminding what was won, but what was also lost. Um, the carriage, I am not going to describe because she may not be in it. Amanda, would you please describe your character and how you are approaching Rosewood Manor?
Okay, so um, I am not in the carriage. Instead, I am. I carriages are not for me. Okay, I don't do carriages. Instead, I'm riding. So I'm riding a pretty impressive war horse that was given to me um by my father. Um, and I'm following the carriage behind. And as I'm approaching the house, I'm kind of feeling, or I'm sort of casting my eyes around, looking at all of this, all of this life, and I've got a very mixed feeling about it. Um, there's a lot going on in my mind, and a lot of feelings are sort of starting to occur as I'm riding up. Um, I argued with uh, the coachman, and I basically told him where to go when he said you need to ride in the carriage to Rosewood. Basically gave him the finger and said no, I'm going to do it my way, and you're not going to tell me otherwise.
We fade back from this moment as you were riding to another time you were on a horse, though it wasn't cracked cobblestone beneath your war horse's hooves, Sarafella, but deep mud and endless rivers of blood. Rain pouring on you. You were stationed in the northern Mayar Peninsula, let's say. Rain that just poured in a way that you never thought you would be dry again. Wet with blood, wet with mud, wet with all manner of refuse and fluid as your sword swung and cut and cut and cut. And you remember seeing an overturned carriage as you approached the northern capital. Give me, in the past, give me a perception check with advantage.
So I'm a plus one. Oh, 11
11.
with plus one.
Even on an 11, there's something about the carriage that's grabbed your attention. You don't really know what it is, but as you get closer, you notice it was burned. And what at first glance looked like just a rather large carriage, you now see was a large wood or metallic wooden wagon. And the horror of realizing that, as you can see, these dents within protruding out, people had been trapped inside of this carriage, unable to get out, as a magic arcane flame, um, probably from the Bran rune, a witch of the Fallen Four, had swept over this field, charring anything and everyone. Um, Carriages in tight spaces, places that you can't escape from, that don't have multiple exits, you learned very quickly. Um, Carriages are not the flex we often think they are. As you approach Rosewood, um, describe to us, if you would, Amanda, how this armored, seasoned, beautiful warrior um, enters a space she's never been before.
So as I'm riding, um, to sort of in that in moment, I kind of realize that my mind has gone elsewhere, that I've started thinking about the past, and I kind of do a and bring myself back. Um, and it's very much a shock to go from blood, rain, devastation, hurt, anger to just beautiful life. Um, and in that moment, I'm shocked. I'm angry again that I spent so much or so long feeling like that and not having this to appreciate this moment. And I allow myself to take a moment to enjoy the the flowers, the blooms, the greenery, um, because I know no one else is watching me, and no one
Mm,
else is looking at me. No one else is expecting me to be a strong person. Um, and I kind of enjoy that and almost forget where I'm going or what I'm doing in that moment because I'm kind of like, you know, it's different from everything else that I've ever known. It's
yeah.
different from how it's been. But also it's what life should be. And what I've not allowed myself to have.
As you're gazing, the gates, once, and you're gazing at these were once wrought iron, golden, beautiful gates that seem to filigree and wrap when closed into the symbol of a rose, with the stamp of, you can't tell. There seems to, well, go ahead and give me either an investigation check, a history check, or a religion check, believe it or not. Which is always so weird to call for, but I literally can't think of what else that would be.
I'm going to go with an investigate. I mean, all of these I've got a +0, so it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Um, so I'm going to go with an investigation check. I got a 6.
Six. Okay. You can't tell, even on a six, you can tell there's a rose, but it seems to be growing in front of some kind of tree. But you can't tell anything beyond that. It was supposed to have been a tree at one time. This thing is like, one gate is like kind of hanging off the hinges. This Rose, she's been through a lot. Our this dear manor has been through a lot over the last, especially 50 years. So, as you're approaching, you hear this gallop right next to you, and you glance over to your left and know quickly, a Gale, one of your men at arms, a loyal retainer for the LeFay family for decades, kind of rides up, goes, "Well, this on me. I have not seen blooming flowers, uh, in probably, well, shit, since nigh on before you were born, Lady Sarafella."
Yeah, you're right. And I don't think I've ever seen one before.
No, that would be right, wouldn't it? That would be right. You see, he kind of gets a sad, forlorn look. Says, um, well, I know the last 3 years have been difficult on all of us, but especially for you. You see, he glances at you and says, I know it's not my place, but how are you feeling about this future match? You're going to be a married woman and meet or and meet your betrothed at a ceremony that has not been done in living human memory. That's that is a way to enter social peaceful life with a big old swing. No pun intended, my lady.
Um, so in that moment, I don't say anything at first. I reach into my pocket on the other side, and my fingers touch a ring wrapped in purple hair, and I go, yeah, new beginnings and new things.
Gonna Gale's gonna make a little insight check of his own here. You are welcome to make a deception check if you're trying to hide anything. Um, Gale got a dirty 20. So if you want to try and beat that with a deception.
Um, I say, oh, is that not a purple rose? Do you remember those purple roses? From what I I remember the story. Do you not remember the story, Gail?
Oh, give
From
me
what my
a
mother.
yeah, give me a deception check with advantage. That's oh, that's vicious, Amanda.
16.
Oh, that's right, my lady, Weeping Morgana, named after your distant cousin, as it were. Said when she was born and walked on the fields, the Weeping Morgana followed behind her. And that was a rather impressive way to distract me, my lady, as distractions go, I must say. And he gazes at you for a moment, um, and goes, "I wish you were free to pursue your heart the way you wanted, or the. It's not my place, my lady, but I think new beginnings could be good for all of us. And now I have to go find a tall tree and take a piss." And you see, kind of like rides ahead, gallops kind of away from the fence. And as you approach, do you enter the courtyard? Do you immediately cross through the threshold?
Uh, so I dismount, leave the reins of my horse, with the coachman, despite his obvious need to grumble about the fact that I did not ride in the carriage, and I ignore him
You know,
with a
I only have one job, and I am paid on retainer, and I have survived a war since before the Witch Wars. I have been the LeFay carriage driver, but it is fine, my lady. You are a warrior, and it is your right.
and I roll my eyes and walk away. Uh, as I'm standing in front of the doors to Rosewood, I look to my left, frown, as I see uh, a tiefling sniffing mint in the corner. Um,
See, he it seems like his ear twitches, and he kind of like looks up and glances over at you, and he was going, Mint, the house, something about ancient warding in the runes. You must chew on the mint, or it will not let you cross this ancient, powerful magic. Um, and I have this insight. This is something I picked up. Seraphel, you immediately, and I keep calling you Seraphel, and it is incorrect because your name is actually Seraphella. Do I have that
actually,
correct?
that is correct.
Oh, do I? Is it
Actually, that is
Seraphel?
correct.
Seraphel,
Yeah, I
great.
think
Yeah.
no, it's
I want.
Seraphel, and I think Sammy just spelled it wrong.
Okay, I'm so glad because I was like, I'm positive it was Seraphel. I'm so glad. I'm just used to it usually being me. Seraphel, you're gazing at this individual, and uh, uh, you recognize whether you've met him or not. You at least know of him. You recognize Julius Vesperwind, the Ward Whisperer, served gallantly during the Witch Wars, instrumental for slipping behind enemy lines, reinforcing wards, sabotaging others. Very skilled in his own right. I think it strikes you as very odd to see an individual that has this reputation kind of in a very formal tunic, with a jacket, sniffing and chewing on mint leaves, looking like he got caught, with his hand in the cookie jar.
Um, so I, in my mind, I'm going, okay. Surely, are you are you Julius?
Julius Vesperwind at your service. You see, he glances at your crest and says, "The Lady Seraphil Lefay, your reputation has preceded you. Your your uh, your blade at the Alden Forest will not soon be forgotten."
And I nod, um, moving past quickly as I don't want to linger on the past. Part of me doesn't want to think about it in this moment. Um, and I look at Julius and I say, the war has done a lot to us, and if this is what you need to do to calm your mind, then I'll leave you be and let you carry on.
No, I'm telling you, it is ancient rune magic, Lady Seraphil. I know it. This is a dangerous place. I know you are a powerful warrior in your own right, but I think we should approach this door together. Um, there is, we have to do ceremony here, but there is something off about that. You see, he's kind of attached himself to you. As he, I think, um, uh, 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 yeah, both approaching. Do you approach the door with him?
Yeah, so I sort of okay, no problem, mate. Join me if you want to. That's fine, but just maybe stand back a bit, keep chewing on that mint.
He stands behind you, seems to be like just adjacent to your shoulder, and as you cross the threshold, he is seems to be repelled back, knocks on his and collapses on his butt, like as if he just kind of got like hit a force field and like collapsed, and you hear him go, "Son of a bitch! I will need to go find more mint, obviously." And you see he stands up and turns around and he says, "Lady Serphilla, it is pleasure to meet you. And I look forward to telling many more stories." And you see he is like beat red and just kind of turns around and like wanders down the stairs. As you cross the threshold, you immediately feel a heaviness here, as if, well, go ahead and give me either insight or arcana.
I go for insight. Nat one.
Oh,
Plus four is five.
not one. This house feels. This house doesn't feel weird. Julius has lost his touch. He's boy, that the war really just kind of did a number on him, and he's out there chewing mint leaves. And listen, that's okay. The heaviness you're feeling, you're just you're really thirsty. You need a goddamn drink, is what you need. You gotta find, and you see just as you're thinking that, a group of servants come out, um, uh, uh, with champagne on, or what looks to be champagne on their um, I just decided we have champagne in this world. Wow, it's amazing how lore just kind of gets constructed like that. Yep, champagne comes out on looking in flutes. As you are approached, we fade from this moment um, to meet the last member of our party, Vero. Will you describe your character and tell us how you are approaching Rosewood Manor?
All right, so Eva steps out from the carriage and she spent the entire ride there dreading the arrival there because she did not want to come. She didn't want to be there. But she has no choice. And as she noticed the landscape and how everything looked sad, because it was still trying to recover. And all she wants to do is go outside and look at everything that she sees and try to find a way to heal it. So as she get out of the carriage and looks at the main manor, she can't help but feel intimidated by it.
Ava, you are staring at this manor that seems to perceptibly grow under your gaze. As you approach, you feel this manor, even without having to roll, gazing at you. Not at your retinue and the rest of the Kieran delegation that you are standing apart from. You are gazing up and feel this building sees you. Not the delegation, not the family name. You. Something in the architecture turns to you the way a face turns toward a familiar voice. You feel seen in a way you cannot explain. In a way that maybe I will ask you, uh, uh, maybe no one has ever made you feel. And I
Well,
think you are uncertain how you feel about it. Yeah, how does that, tell me how that feels?
well, it feels like there's only one other time where Eva felt like this, that she felt seen and she felt this vulnerable. But it was with someone that she had to give up, that
Mm.
she couldn't be with because life happened and there was family expectation. So she's feeling very unsettled by experiencing this feeling again because she never thought she would get to feel like that again.
Your mind wanders back to a few nights ago. You're in Elias's office, staring at him. Um, without looking up from his quill. Oh, Ava, there you are. Come on in. Sit down.
So, what is it?
Oh, you look beautiful. Remind me so, man. You know what you need to do?
Yes, I do. I don't want to, I don't want to, but I know what's expected and I will do it.
Little Ava. I remember, well, my first marriage. I was scared to death. I never seen this person before. Weight of the World 17, the neck deep in the witch wars, didn't know who was coming home the next day. But staring at that path before me, I thought I was walking towards the hangman's noose. But Ava, what I find is connections breed possibilities. Marriage, marriage is just a contract. And you'll grow, and this person will grow with you. I wish you were, you see him kind of pause and stare at you. If only we were all free to pursue our own hearts, but something is about to happen, Ava, that could heal so much, that could establish a future where we all thrive. Now, I think that's Probably worth it, don't you?
Well, I would argue with you. How can it heal if it is based on seeking power? How can we, like, wouldn't a connection that is true and honest better than
Give
searching for power? Because how would it heal?
give me an insight check, Ava.
All right. Oh, uh, 24.
24. On this insight, you're gazing at uh at Elias, the head of this family, one of the wealthiest people on this continent, arguably the wealthiest person on this continent, instrumental in bringing the witch wars to an end, negotiating treatises and contracts throughout the Solarian Confederated Republic, has served as advisor, sat on councils, stares at you and goes, looks out, and there's a from his office, the city of Farah, of the Northern Solarian Republic that you both found yourself in. Gazing out the window, there is a temple of acolytes below the street. He says, "I want you to look out over there, Ava. Look at the look at those acolytes. They have dedicated their life to doing the good work, charity, help, healing, uh, looking out for their fellow man or witch or whatever they are and whatever they care about. But the point is, Ava, how much good can they do? Yes, they go out and they dish up some soup and they help a few people, and the next week nothing changes because they've got no funding, they've got no impact. You want, and he gazes at you, Ava. You've always had a soft heart, and I love that about you. You want to make a difference in this world. You want to change it. You want to make it better. You want to pursue all the sunshine and art and rainbows. How do you think that happens? Who do you think moves those levers? You have to have muscle, baby. You have to have power behind you to do that. And I know, and you see, he gazes at you and he leans over and he goes, and I know you are going to do great things. You're going to change the world. I know you and I don't always see eye to eye on everything, but holy gods, am I proud of you.
Um, so she looks at him and she's feeling a little speechless at the moment because she is torn. Um, I see your point. I see what you're saying because a part of me would want to be down there with those acolytes and helping in the way they are. But I do see your point that there needs to be some power to be able to bring a more permanent change. I just wish it didn't have to be done this way. I just wish that I could follow my heart instead of whatever
Listen,
power is the
Ava. Okay, and you see he kind of like gets exasperated in the way kind of like a dad or like a father figure kind of like sometimes gets exasperated in a good-natured way with their teenager. He throws out his clothes like, it's not like I'm asking you to marry some brutish human from from the Iron Shore kingdoms. Shit, they're a LaFay. they have a purple flower named after them because they're so damn beautiful. Flowers sprout out from their bare fucking feet. Sorry, don't tell the missus I said that. From their bare feet as they're walking in the fields. Listen, I know it's not all about it's about what's on the inside, but I mean,
Yeah,
you could do worse than a LaFay.
maybe. I guess it doesn't matter. I don't really have a choice. So it doesn't matter what I think. I will do it. You don't have to worry, but I am not happy about it.
I never get tired. Boy, I knew, I knew you were a part of this family even before I knew it because the way you put me to the coals, the way you put me to the fire, just like everyone else in this damn family. I made us all successful. Said any gratitude, any thank you? No, we're all just gonna bitch and moan about, oh, I can't have everything perfect. Hey, I got a little bit more work to do. And as you were ushered out of the office, we come back to the present moment. Um, uh, Elias steps out from the carriage behind you and goes, "Excellent. Looks like your future betrothed has already arrived. The LaFay contingency has already arrived. It's always best to be fashionably late to your own party. Never forget that." And
I,
he leans in and goes, "My future Lady LaFay."
so she looks at him and kind of raises an eyebrows and goes, "Well, I know you like to make an entrance, so this works out perfectly. Um, yeah,
Me?
I guess that'll be my name, but
Me? No. And you see behind you the largest retinue in in all matching he brought his own servants. They are all in their own like matching retinue carrying the luggage. And he was like, I don't listen, I'm just I like things a little nice. It's fine. Just wanna you gotta make a statement.
I
Listen,
do like that about you. I do like that. You do bring a certain level of beauty wherever you go. So
well, if you got it, flaunt it. All right, and you see he kind of like puts his hand on your back as you are guided up. The entire retinue, including you, crosses the threshold. Out of the corner of your eye, you see a Vesperwind by the mints, just kind of staring, completely stone-faced, watching everybody walk in as he just kind of stands there. Um, as you cross the threshold, Ava, um, this feeling leaves you unsettled. Um, there's something familiar about this place, but almost familiar the way you almost remember a dream. Um, you find yourself, Ava, in the main hall. It's a little bit later on in the preparations. Many families have now started to arrive. Ceremony prep is in full swing. We see the servants coming out, bringing roses, trying to kind of gussy up this place that is beautiful, but very much with lack of funding and lack of ownership, has remained largely a ruin because nobody has ownership of this kingdom, of this area to be able to restore these places, which is one of the reasons many of these noble families have arrived. You see the Aldrich delegation is here. I think at this point, everybody is being ushered into the main foyer. Prue and Amira have come up from the kitchen after drinking some of the best hot chocolate of their life. I'm not even going to roll for it because I know it was the best hot chocolate of their life because I'm the DM and I get to. No, I'm just teasing. I get to make those decisions. Amazing hot chocolate. Come up. Sarafella, Sarafel. I gotta block out that A. My reading brain. Sarafel. Everybody has started to get settled in. Um, you all notice the hall filling slowly. You know the ceremony won't officially start to begin for another 2 hours. For now, this is the period of the careful social work, people meeting each other, reconvening, basically all of the movers and shakers that will be the noble families of the future of this kingdom, this new kingdom that is forming out of the ashes of the witch wars. Everybody in this room will not only decide that fate, but also be the de facto ruling body. All of you in this room. Um, Somewhere, I think, there is movement in the room and two people see each other. Seraphel, you're neck deep in a conversation with, I think, Mira, who has come over to talk to you, and Sir Gale, who has returned from his pissing in the woods, and able to get across the threshold. And you're both talking. You glance up and you see someone across the room and you immediately recognize her. And what I want to know what Seraphil does in the 3 seconds um, before whatever she's thinking gets plastered all over her face.
Um, so I'm I'm not I'm not arguing, but I'm stating my grievances to Mira very, very clearly that I wanted the best suite. I needed the best suite. Um, and Gail is yeah, we'll get it sorted. Don't worry.
Listen, no, don't worry. I listen. Well, I mean, we were used to sleeping in shit and mud. Begging your pardon, your ladyship, but you know, it would be nice. You know, she's a LaFay, you know, like shouldn't we have like a you know a big room or like you know the and she goes, no, of course it's just the house. It can be a little finicky. You know, we don't really assign the rooms. It's strange. It's like you don't choose the room chooses you. It's kind of like musical chairs, but really strange. Many hiccups to work out. And as I think as you see her, what's going on in Seraphil's internal life?
So I say to Gail, just get it sorted. Just get it sorted. And as let's imagine this is a champagne flute, not a tankard you could literally take someone out with. I lift up my champagne and I turn, just casting my eyes out. And as I go to lift it to drink, my eyes lock onto purple hair, and it feels like my heart has shifted in my chest. Suddenly, all the air that's in my lungs disappears. It's like I've forgotten everything. There is nothing here. The house, the people, nobody exists. Suddenly, they're like smoke just evaporating away from me. And I see this person. And it's like I can't breathe for a second. And suddenly all I want to do is scream their name. And I think how is this possible? Is this fate? Is this the house's doing? Is this my father's doing? Is this some kind of joke? and a thousand thoughts run through my head. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to feel, and I'm having to hold myself back. I'm having to remember my training, remember who I am, but all I want to do is scream.
Ava, you feel something like a sensation on the back of your neck, and you feel it before you see her. The thing you've been trying not to think about for 2 years just walked into the room, and she's staring at you. What is Ava doing in this moment?
So Eva turns around and there's a gasp at seeing Seraphel across the room. And suddenly she feels like her knees are about to give up on her. And she doesn't know if she's still in her body or if she somehow started floating in an illusion, because there is no way that she could be standing in the same room as her right now. And she's trying to keep herself from moving. However, her feet are kind of slowly stepping toward Seraphel. It's like she cannot help it. And she thinks, this can't be happening. Why now, when she's gonna have to marry someone? She cannot imagine having to walk away twice if this is reality.
Prue, where are you in this grand foyer?
I, ever since the incident, I haven't been as social, so I'm actually up in my room reading a book. But the house, I call her Rosie Wood, she won't leave me alone. I'm opening up my book and she just slams the shutters. And I'm looking at it and I try to close it again. She does it again. And it's like I can't get a moment's peace. So I turn around and there's this sky blue princessy dress. And I don't know what the house is doing because I can't go to this party. Essentially, I heard it said from an older acolyte that the way to overcome your fears is to face them. I don't want to face these people because I don't know if I'm just going to be screaming and crying again, but I guess I have to. So I'm trying to decide if I want to put on the dress or if I want to just stay in my room.
You, as you are staring at this gorgeous dress that was seemingly pulled from somewhere in the house, um, you feel something in the house has shifted. Rosie Wood has been in this room, and it's as if like if you were talking to this new friend that is this house, it's as if they'd pulled out this dress and were showing you the dress, and all of a sudden they literally went, and you feel the house's attention shift very abruptly to something that is going on downstairs. And I will say more. Um, uh, you recognize this feeling, although maybe it has never been quite as potent. Prue, you've always had a gift for feeling things and understanding things you can't always name. Um, so as the house notices this thing going on downstairs, and you feel this um awareness come over you, will you do me a favor um, and give me a. You can choose either insight or arcana, and do either with advantage.
Okay, I'm gonna go with insight. My
Perfect.
insight's a +6.
Awesome. So just roll 1d20.
Okay, 1d20. All right. 14.
And then roll it again. And we'll take the higher roll.
17.
17. Okay, 17 plus 6. Okay. 23. Jesus. Okay, so on a 23. You are terrified of parties. You hate them. Like being around people, the fake conversation. But even amidst all of this, I think you're staring at this blue dress and this tug that just happened downstairs, and something. I'm going to ask you to describe this moment, not again to put you on the spot, Prue. When you think about your mom, what is something that comes to Prue's mind?
My mom used to smell like peonies. She would always have peonies, and for some reason I am thinking of peonies now. And the blue dress has like a bodice of the most massive pearl white peonies that I have ever seen. I don't know if I have a choice but to put on the dress because I think it's the only way I could get what I need to get.
You notice the peonies on the bodice of the dress, and you swear you can smell them all throughout this room. And then like a little, it's not in your ear, it's not even in, it's almost as if somebody has whispered in your chest. You hear, "It is time to be the storm song, my little Pruya."
I am the storm song. I have been through hell, and I will come out singing. How do you wear a corset?
You literally you go to reach for the thing, and it is as if like the birds in Cinderella that can just like or and Sleeping Beauty, that can just fly and do the stuff. It's like that, but there are no birds. It's as if this thing just like moves around you. Rosie Wood has got it clutch. You see cosmetics fly from different places. You are going to be, the house has seemed to decide that you are going to be Storm Song, whatever that means. Actually, give me a history. Well, I'll ask you, Prue. Is Storm Song something, a term that you are familiar with?
Only as familiar since I was born. I used to, with my mother, she used to tell us stories about Storm Song, and it is this essence that we have. Now, my brother, my twin brother, was the heir, and my sister, she was the one who had the Storm Song. And then my sister died. So now I have to somehow bring back this Storm Song for my family. And among other reasons too. But I've always known Storm Song. But I've never found my way with it. I couldn't quite, I was not the black sheep, but I didn't know how to have the Storm Song essence. And I thought I would have it by the time my sister got married, but then she got killed. And I was supposed to just get married, but I had to find everything, which is why I became an acolyte. Yes, I care about the traveler, but I care about the acolyte because being an acolyte because I have to know how to get this essence. All I do is read, and research, and gave up everything I loved, my friend, my reading fun books, my local cat chocolateria, everything that I loved, even parties I loved. But I don't go to them anymore because I'm fucking terrified. And I did it because my family was more important to me. Now I have to face something because my family is important to me.
You find yourself in this dress, uh, um, trepidly moving toward the door. Um, and it's the strangest thing, Prue. You swear, even though there's no one there, you feel like someone's holding your hand. Not
Rose,
in a not yeah, in a very comforting way. And as you say, Rosie, you feel just like this double squeeze, almost in a way that your sister used to do to you.
my mother and my sister I was especially close with. My father too, and my twin brother, although sometimes he called me a poop head. But yeah. But it's ironic because I didn't see my brother and dad die. I saw my sister, my mother die.
Um, while that vision has never left you, uh, you feel like being in this house, in this dress. You are, I think, moved with this, maybe not even able to locate where this feeling is or where it's coming from, but with this intrinsic feeling that you are closer to this idea, to finding Storm Song than you've ever been. There is something about this manor. There is something about this place. You don't just feel that essence within you. You can almost feel it like grief waters moving through this place. You can almost hear the lapping of shores and that song your sister used to sing as you're brought to the present by a soft knock and Mira checking in saying, um,
Oh,
"Oh, so sorry to disturb you. I just wanted to check in. We're about to make the big formal hey, welcome to the ceremony. We're doing the thing. Well, I have to give it. So I was wondering if you would like to accompany me downstairs. I just wanted to come up and check on you. No pressure."
yes, yes. I do want to accompany you very, very, very much. I really like your dress. It is a very nice scarlety red, and mine is sky blue. And red and blue go very well together. And red and blue was like my parents' favorite color, and I would like to come with you. Is it cold here? Is it cold? My breasts are very cold. I didn't think a corset would make my boobs to make so cold. And yes, yes, I would like to accompany you, please.
Well, I was, and you said, give me do you guys can tell I really like insight checks. It's my favorite. It's my favorite check
No
to ask for.
kidding.
Yeah. Would you give me another insight check?
Okay, insight check. Insight +6.
Yes. 1d20. Roll me 1d20.
Okay, 1d20. Okay. 17.
As you're saying, oh, is it cold in here? Experiencing all of this. You see that she was coming in. Knock. She has seems like at a loss for words as she takes you in this blue dress, and she goes, um, no, I wasn't actually feeling cold. I was feeling warm, very like it's I know it's spring, it's the breeze, things are still a little cold this far north, but I'm a little hot. I think I get nervous about making speech. She is tongue-tied. She is clearly like you have with that high of an insight completely sniped. She has been completely undone by you in this dress. And Prue, I think even in this state that you're in, it is crazy. It's like you were poured into this thing. It's like this thing was tailor made for you.
I now don't usually wear things like this. In the temple we just wear all white, and I can't even wear that because my family was because then I think of white and I think of red on and I think of blood. So, but that doesn't matter. I mean, it's shall we go downstairs?
You see she just reaches over and just without even thinking just kind of takes your hand and goes, if you I'm so sorry, this is very forward and I know we just met, but if you ever need to talk uh about anything, I would love to listen
You would?
very much.
Okay. 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 I, I, okay. 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 Okay.
Okay.
Okay. But we can't do that now. There's party and, lots of people and maybe there's cake. Do you like cake?
I love cake. I am so late to give this speech. We have to go.
Yeah, let's go.
And you, as you head down, we cut from this as you two are descending the stairs. Ava, you were slowly walking towards Seraphel, and I'm gonna say as you're approaching her, Mira has just kind of gotten to the bottom of the stairs, been talking to Prue and looks and goes, "Oh, and now everyone is here, and I didn't even get a chance. Hey, Lady Kieran, it's so nice to see you. Lady Seraphil, I don't know if you've met. May I have the honor of introducing our benefactor and the overseer? You see, Elias Kieran has kind of taken the center room and is now approaching Seraphil with Ava in tow, and goes, Lord Elias Kieran, may I introduce, and points to Seraphel, Lady Seraphel LeFay. It is my great privilege, Lady Seraphel, to introduce you. I believe this is the first time you are meeting your betrothed, and indicates Ava. May I introduce Lady Ava Kieran? Um, and you two, in this moment, are brought together. What do you two do?
Um, so as Mira's introducing us, I'm not listening. I'm not listening to her. Um, I I I look at Ava, and the only thing I say is, Ava.
I look at her, and it's like the entire room has disappeared. There is nothing else. And I look at her, and I I try to say her name, but I'm stuttering in disbelief. And after a lot of effort, I whisper her name, Seraphel, and I almost reach out for her hand, but then I stop myself because I don't know what to do.
Prue, as you are kind of brought in just through osmosis into kind of this central conversation, because you were accompanying Mira down the stairs. Even without rolling, that tingling the back of your neck, Rosie would, what she was paying it, you are keenly aware. You feel rather than see some kind of thread and tug between these two. That something there is something you on your tongue. You know these two. This is not the first time these two are meeting. Um, and you see Mira with the tension so thick you could cut it with a knife. Go, well, wow. May I introduce Lady Prunella Vesperwind, who is here with the Vesperwind delegation. Elias turns. Lady Vesperwind, I well, first of all, it's a pleasure to meet you, and I was so sorry to hear what happened to what I can only assume is your parents and your immediate family. I know the extended Vesperwind clans suffered a lot, but I know you suffered acutely. My thousand condolences.
Thank you.
And you see kind of their nods in agreement. And then you see a Lady Dason, who is a minor lady of the house, who is kind of feeling a little left out, who's kind of wandered over and gone, yes, I heard. Didn't I hear? Weren't you the tiefling or the Cambion member of they were there was a whole tiefling, a Cambion branch of the Vesper Winds. I'd heard that rumor. I didn't think it was real. Wait, didn't you become like an acolyte to some like cult or something?
The Traveler is not a cult. Traveler is a religion. We do lots of good.
Right. Yes, the traveler. Well, my dear, where does he travel?
He travels with me. Sometimes when I go to do my deeds, he's the god of transitions, you see. So he helps us all when we go together. And I'm gonna
Uh,
take a look at Seraphel and Ava to get exactly where we are meant to be.
you see, Mira is looking at you, and listening to this beautiful description. Kind of turns back to this Lady Dason and goes, um, yes, Mariah, you know, the traveler guides us on the path to where we're meant to be, kind of how he always guides you over to the wine cups. And you see, Lady Dason looks down, clearly 4 or 5 cups in, and goes, "Well, I suppose it's time for," and then just kind of like, "I suppose it's time for another," and drifts off. Uh, uh, and Mira gives you a smile. You all see Mira kind of walk to the 3 steps up after just giving your hand a little squeeze. Um,
Uh,
just one moment. And she walks up and seems to turn to everybody and goes, "Excuse me, my lords, ladies, theys, fays, and all in present company. We are well met. I'm so glad you made it. The preparations are nearly complete. If there's anything you need before the ceremony, please find me. I want the rest of this afternoon and tonight to go smoothly for everyone. I know there has been some disagreement on sleeping arrangements. Once again, the manor has its own way of doing things. I know that, especially for our new human families who are establishing themselves in this ancient land, that's a bit of a bit of an can probably be a little bit confusing, but you'll catch on. I believe, and you see Elias has started to move toward the suite, and she motions. Lord Kieran, would you like to say a few words? And Lord Kieran kind of turns back and goes, "Oh, my Lady Aldrich, I could not do a better job than you on being the absolute host and benefactor for what an incredible party. You know, I've been thinking over. Well, listen, I'm but a long-lived human. I'm a veritable infant to some of the individuals in this room, but I have been thinking over my many years about the the strife, the violence and bloodshed that we've all experienced, and now here we are with the chance to write a new chapter, to make something new. I'm I'm gonna get myself prepared. And you see, she goes, "Yes, of course." And he says, "Listen, I like to get, I have my whole thing, right? I know some people find it a little extra, but I gotta go like get myself all gussied up." And you hear like a few laughs and maybe some eye rolls as well. Uh, uh, Anybody that wants to give me a perception or insight checks. Anybody is welcome to. And let me know what you get.
I got a 25 on insight.
I got 18.
Prue, did you roll? Did you get anything? You did not have to. I was just
I got a
curious.
3. I got a 3.
Okay, perfect. Prue,
Yes.
the cake is right there. They
Yay!
brought out some cakes and some lemon meringue. And these guys, like, they're talking, but like they like you really want to get to like that looks really good. Um Ava and Seraphel, I think you have been goo-gooed at each other, but then we have this announcement. And Ava, did you say 24?
I said 25.
25. You hear this guy talking about the long war, and then Ava, from somewhere behind you in a corner, you hear gods. You turn around and you see a woman who is not facing where everybody else is facing. They are staring out the window into what you know to be, at one time, you believe was referred to as the Winter Garden. Um, and this woman, with almost a statuesque stillness, is staring out, gray, cascading down, uh, uh, auburn hair, um, uh, uh, definitely a witch. You can feel the power rolling off of her. Um, Seraphel, I think you notice this too because you see her again glance over. On that 18, you know exactly who this is. The LaFays have a complicated, deeply complicated relationship with this delegation. You recognize the matriarch of the Farrowan family here. Aoife Farrowan is her name. She was the you know her. She was the older sister to the last Sickle and Bloom witch, Isolde Farrowan. Isolde was her younger sister, believed to be at this school when it was a school at the time. Um, and not much is known what happened to Isolde. We know that she is dead. We know that there was some kind of catastrophe that happened here right at the outbreak of the Witch Wars, but not much is really known beyond that. And there is a it's kind of this weird stain and heaviness in your family that no one talks about, but no one talks about in a way that even speaking of an event can sometimes um in this world, speaking and witnessing something has power to it. It draws attention to something. And you know your family specifically has very purposefully steered clear. Even though at the outbreak of the wars, the Faroans and the LaFays, two ancient rooted families, heavily involved in the wars, fighting on the same side, did not a deeply complex relationship. You see Julius, not Julius, who is still, I assume, chewing mint somewhere. You see Elias, who has been addressing, kind of stop and look over and go, "Oh, my lady Eva Farrow, and I did not even see you over there. You must have just slipped in with the entire Farrowan delegation without turning around." A voice that sounds at once like sandpaper and a knife sliding over a whetstone. "Yes, my Lord Elias, not all of us feel the need to constantly announce our presence in every room that we are in." There is a silence that cascades through the entire room. Um, uh, uh, Anybody that wants to is welcome to give me a history check on Aoife Farrowan.
Okay. History, history, history. 12.
12.
I got a 19.
I got 15.
Fantastic. On the 19, everybody passed the 13. You all know Aoife Farrowan has a representation. Loyal, fierce, extremely powerful, defeated the witch Ruta Scotti in single combat during the war. This is probably arguably the oldest witch in this room. Anybody roughly around 180 years old, if you could guess. Homegirl has seen some stuff. You see she turns around in this moment, glancing around the room, and Elias kind of chuckles a little uncomfortably, and goes, "Well, I see the years have robbed you of none of your sharpness, Lady Farrowan. Um, uh, must be strange coming back to a place that has such history for your family." Um, and she looks around and goes, "Strange? No. Loud? Yes. Speaking of which, it's been rather loud. There's been a lot of talking. Are we all met? Can we eat the cakes yet?" And everybody goes, of course, Lady Pharaoh." And Elias kind of chuckles and goes, "I will go get ready for preparation." Turns. You see Aoife Farrowan makes her way toward the lemon meringue pie. "What are you all doing?"
For that.
Do you head over to the cakes?
What else would I be doing?
Absolutely. I so hoping you would. You see Aoife kind of like glances over at you with a side eye. And she says, "You felt it when you arrived."
What?
"The building, child. It noticed you. It notices everyone differently, yes?"
Yes, 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 yes. I think so. I think so, man.
"I have been in this building before, a long time ago. I know what it feels like when it pays attention to someone."
Oh, are you
And,
okay? Is there something I can do to help you?
well, if you can get me a new back, that would help. But the thing you can do for me is enjoy that lemon meringue pie. It's my favorite. And no one ever touches it at these things.
You are beautiful.
See, for a woman who has not blinked since she entered, since people began noticing her, you see her blink, and she goes, "Not as beautiful as you,
Here,
though."
take some lemon meringue. It's the last one.
She glances over and she goes, "You, they brought out 5 slices. Did you eat 4
Yeah,
slices?"
about that.
See, she looks at you and she goes to say something, and then she stops and glances as if she's hearing something.
I hear it too.
What does it say to you, child?
I don't know, it's something I cannot understand. It sounds almost like it's from a dream. Something about going to the place where it all connects. Going to the place where it all connects. Going, 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 going. I think I need to go outside.
You see, as you say that, the doors to the winter garden just open up. And she glances over and gets this little smirk on her face, and she goes, "This house has opinions, child, and its opinion of you is deeply positive."
Oh. I can breathe now.
Well, I'm so glad. Child,
Yes?
this house does not suffer fools. This house does not choose lightly, and it has chosen you. She leans in and she goes, "You have, you contain," and she seems like she's tasting something on her lips, and she glances down. She goes, "There is a deep and swirling sea of grief within you, child.
How do you know that?
I can taste the salt of your tears, and they have filled an ocean. But within that ocean, the rays, and almost across your vision, you see like you're underwater, and the way sunlight refracts when you're underwater and splits and creates these beautiful beams. You bring sunlight to the deepest trenches of the ocean of grief and darkness, child." And you see almost under her breath, she almost giggles and goes, "Cuiv scale, malan fala."
Tangtar Mangalta.
What?
What?
"I have to piss." And you see she turns away from you and says, "Enjoy uh uh the winter garden, child. I think we'll meet again." And she nods knowingly and just kind of like starts to walk away from you. Um, there is something in the word, you didn't necessarily catch everything you said, but you heard Queefscale. And I think even in your acolyte studies within the religion of the traveler, you would have come across the realm in your travels, in collected stories. Queefscale was a before the Witch Wars, there was a independent coven or branch of witches called the Queefscale, and they were it's hard. Some people referred to them as artists, some singers, musicians, something about witnessing magic and being able to connect and weave magic through story, song, um, and I think what jumps to your mind as you hear the term queef scale. Um, Cutting back to Seraphel and Ava, um, what's going on with you two as everybody is getting drinks, collecting finger food, getting ready for this magical rite that is going to be we're just about 60 minutes away from.
I turn towards Seraphel and finally catch my breath. I say, "What are you doing here? Are you truly from House LeFay?"
I my eyes uh are on momentarily are on Ava, and I look back at Ava and I say to her, "Mate, what are you doing here? I, I didn't realize. Yes, I am LeFay." And I'm sort of struggling for my words because I'm just so shocked and there's so much going on and you know there's this like going away from Ava and there's this like rage against this witch who is there, um but also this kind of inside this feeling of I need to step in front of Ava, I need to protect her from this witch, um and I'm worried. I'm scared. I'm worried. I'm angry. There's a lot of feelings at the same time. Um, yeah.
I can't believe I seeing you again. I really thought I would never lay eye on you again. And here we are, somehow betrothed. I'm in shock. And uh, I take a step closer and this time really do reach for Seraphel's hand with some hesitation, not knowing how she's going to react.
Um, so my I see Ava reaching out, and impulse causes me to snatch her hand and hold it tight and squeeze it until I feel or I see her wince, and it's not because I'm trying to cause her pain, it's because I'm trying to understand that I am seeing her, and I say, I I didn't know, I never thought I'd see you again either. You know, we said goodbye to each other. We said goodbye on that night. Do you remember that night when we watched the fireflies down by the lake?
How could I forget that night? I dream about it all the time. It is part of who I am now. And I've never been the same since. Saying goodbye was the hardest thing I ever done. And considering my family, that's saying a lot.
I, I didn't know this was going to happen. I didn't know when Elias came to us, to my family, to my father, and he proposed this marriage. I didn't know it would be you. I, I hoped it would be you. I dreamt it would be you. I screamed to the gods that it would be you. But I knew that at one point I'd have to accept that it wouldn't be us. It wouldn't be us ever again. And is this real?
I look at her and I glance at Ilias for a moment before I look back at Seraphel and I say, yes, I think it's real. And he's never gonna let me forget that he set this up and he gets to say, I told you so in a way. But I'm glad now that he did that, knowing that it was leading to this moment. I wonder, could there be something bigger pulling us here, and that's how this all came to? I don't know, but
Um, I say, Elias, I could kiss the man right now, but I fear if I do, I might end up with half the concealer on his face on mine. Um, and then I say, and then I sort of I look up at the house, and I look at at, at, at the scars that the house has, and the way that some of it is sort of still, it's not a clean, it's not a, a well, it's an old house, and I say, I don't know. I feel strange. I feel something feels strange, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter because you're here, and that's all that matters. And let's just leave the house names at the door. I'm LaFay. I know what that carries, and I'm sort of my voice is kind of breaking a little bit as I feel ashamed of who I am, who I've kind of kept away from Ava because I didn't want her to know who I am, where I came from, what the implications of what happened with my family, and now I've got this fear that she's going to step away from me because I'm thinking, does she understand what my family is, who my family are? Uh, and I say, please let's just let it just be the two of us again, please.
I look at her and I nod and I say, okay, let's just be us because that's all we can be. And I take a deep breath, and in a house that already left me feeling vulnerable, I feel very naked in this moment, as if I'm fully exposed to everything.
You, Ava, in this moment, that vulnerability, both of you having said something true, you feel the house move around you differently. This attention, flooding and recognizing this true thing in a house that has maybe not been unoccupied, but dormant for a very long time. Something stirs awake, I think all of you feel beneath you as this connection deepens. Prunella, out in the winter garden, as you said, you needed air. How is Prue feeling right now?
Better, but sneezy. I think parties are just a lot. Let's put it that way. I still feel a bit of the tilt in the house, but not so much a whisper, but somehow that I am not alone. In a way, I feel like I was always meant to come to this house. That everything that happened to me brought me here. And then I hear a noise. And I'm looking in the mint grass. Julius?
Um, I was, bro, I am investigating. There is something evil and ancient going on in this house.
No
The
shit.
Or no, it is difficult, and I know I will find the solution in the mint. It is growing ever. I found some, and you see, he's got like a little, you have some arcane like magical disinfectant. I thought I had found the end of the mint, but it was poison ivy. But that is okay, because now I am that much closer. Why would the poison ivy be growing in the mint?
Poor gardening, probably.
Have you seen Elias?
Yes.
And
Strange man. Very talkative. There is to be a marriage alliance, apparently.
between who?
Someone named Seraphel Lethay and Ava Caron. I think Ava Caron's related to Elias somehow, but they seem like there's a connection there. I feel like something with the traveler kind of putting them together, and that's not even the worst part of it. When I was upstairs, Julius, I heard something.
What?
I think I heard my mom.
Bro. How is that possible?
I don't know. I know she's dead. I don't know why it's possible. But this house is connected to me somehow. It gave me this dress, and when I was about to go out, I swear it was like Drusilla was with me.
You see, he says his name and he goes, Bruya, I know you have suffered so much, okay? But I need you focused on why we are here. And I cannot get, and you see he goes to kick. There is this patch of like flowers, and you notice a moment before he kicks it. There's this little elevated dirt mound right next to you where you both are talking.
Oh,
And a bunch of peonies are growing on them, and he kicks, and the peonies are lifted up, but there's a cavern beneath where he kicked, and you see, I need us to focus. And what you feel as he kicks this first of all, this massive scent of peonies, and then this feeling of almost like that storm song tug toward this what looks like to just be like a little like something where something is hidden.
I have to go down there. Julius, I have to go down there.
What what was I just saying? And
Shut up! Just shut up for 2 seconds. God, you're so annoying. You and Elias should go kiss or something. I'm going down here. Kick up the stupid shoes.
you, but and as you're you kind of like shimmy down.
This is not worth the hot chocolate.
You are shimmying down, shimmying down, shimmying down. You drop down into what looks like a tunnel, very dark in here, but darkness has never been an obstacle for you and your eyesight.
Am I using dark vision?
Yes.
Okay.
You can see uh, uh, an ancient tunnel lined with stone, but without even having to roll, just based on the taste, the smell, everything in here, you don't think it's probably been at least a century since anyone has been in this tunnel.
Yes. Hello? Anybody home? Ah!
I, I did not have time for one of your mystery book adventures. We are here. There is an important thing. We are here at the rite of the succession, and you are exploring tunnels. We are not kids
I am
anymore.
helping out! I am helping out! My dress is stuck! And then I tear my dress, and then I'm just like walking. So I'm like barefoot, and my dress is kind of ripped up, and I'm really mad at you, and I'm cold, and I'm traumatized, and I kind of miss Mira, and I kind of want to make out with her because that's what I imagine when I feel stressed. So there's a lot going on, and plus I think I'm getting my period soon, and I haven't gotten my period because of trauma. So now I'm feeling really stressed out.
You, with all of this going on, you emerge out of this dirt tunnel into what looks like you can only describe as what seems to be like you're in a basement, like this it's a finished basement, right? Like, but it's cold. There's a river that's running down, and you
Oh.
gaze down and you feel this immense power rolling off of this water that doesn't look like water, and you realize you're staring at the open chasm of the ley line that Rosewood Manor is sitting on top of. Go ahead and give me any check you want to make here. This can be perception, arcana. Um,
I'm going to do a history check.
I love that.
Number 9.
Number 9. What do you add anything to history?
Do I add anything to history? +4.
Okay, 13. Even on a 13, I think you're gazing around here. You as an acolyte, as somebody who has studied magic to the extent that you have, you immediately recognize, very faded on the ground, there were runes here, and what looks like there was some kind of a scuffle. Um, the power radiating off of this ley line feels so weird, Prue. You can't put a finger on why, but it's almost like listening to a really beautiful song on a record that keeps skipping or scratching. It's like something in the magic keeps like it's going along its trajectory, but it's almost like there's a oh man, I'm about to date myself, above table. You all remember when our VHSs, like the
Yes.
film and the VHS used to get
Yes.
damaged, and sometimes there would be these like weird little things that
Mm-hmm.
would happen. That is almost like what this feels like. That the magic is here, everything is working, but something is. You'd almost describe it as like something got on the film, or there's like a wound here that is has kind of festered and is mixing with the natural clear magic of this ley line.
So she's hurt. Does she need medicine? Should I roll a medicine check?
Go ahead and roll me a medicine check with advantage.
14 +6.
Go ahead and roll one more time to see if you get anything higher.
I got a B on it.
A B? Wait, a B? Is that a crit?
I guess. Yeah.
Don't know. Does anybody know what a B means when you roll the dice?
Yes.
Is that a crit?
Yes.
It's a crit! You crit! Are you
Dice on D&D
kidding
Beyond
me?
have the logo on them.
Prue, on a nat 20. I'm sorry, I'm going to be extra. I need a very particular kind of song for this.
Okay.
You're
I'm gonna tell my
gazing.
brother I roll a crit. He's gonna know what it means.
It's the high. It's basically rolling like you rolled a natural 20, so it's like getting a 20 on the die.
Oh, wow.
So it's an automatic success. And it's the highest success
That's
you can get.
awesome.
You are staring down at this strange contradictory, this natural arcane ley line that is flowing through this place, but you can almost taste the festering. And as you're gazing down, it's almost as if something is pulling you. You hear whispers like tendrils that are wrapping around you. And you hear voices. Some of them you recognize, some of them you don't. You hear the voice of your mother laughing with you as you were as you two were walking in the woods. Bruya, come quickly, you must pick up your feet, you cannot always get distracted by the flowers. You hear her screams as the water and this ocean within you seems to connect to the water beneath you, swirling around you. You hear words and see things in a language you don't understand. Woodwoes, woodwoes. We have to stop the woodwoes. You have to cull the branch. You have to cut the tree. You have to cut the tree. Um, uh, uh, Images and flashes of the what you can only describe as the witch wars. You see a tall witch with burgundy hair and flaming eyes reaching for beautiful. She has auburn hair, auburn honey golden hair, and she almost looks like that really nice Aoife Farrell when you met upstairs, and they're kissing in a shadowed corner, and there is a crack, and then you see it, you taste it, the storm song. It it's a it's a it was like a message in a bottle, but there was a ship and it was a frequency, and you feel this burst as this frequency hits your chest, and you black out. We cut from here, and we're gonna go right up to my two little lovebirds up um uh uh in the main foyer. The ballroom has been opened up. Not that there's any particular dancing, but just as more people are now kind of mingling, more of the retinues, not just like our main uh, 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 family heads that were at the initial meeting, are kind of coming in and mingling. Drinks are now flowing. Food is out. Um, uh, uh, Seraphel, you turn as you and Ava have been talking, and uh, uh, you hear, "How do I get to this basement?" And Julius is standing in front of you. He seems to be covered in a lot of mint leaves. He has somehow managed to get into the ballroom. Um, uh, uh, and he turns to both of you and he goes, "My lady Seraphel Laffey, I must to the basement. Does anybody know how to get to the basement?"
Um, how many of those mint leaves have you been chewing?
It is not important. What the important thing is, we have discovered a secret passage, and Pruya has jumped down there, and we must solve it immediately. We are in precarious ground. I am wondering if you two, uh, Lady Seraphel, if you would mind going down the stairs and just seeing if you can find this Pruya. My cousin. She is down there somewhere. It is not that I'm scared of basements. It is not that the whispering in this house has left me deeply disconcerted, but I am just wondering if you have an interest in taking a tour of this house.
Uh, I turn to Ava and I'm like, okay, somebody's been a bit with the leaves today. Um, sure. Yeah, why not? I mean, I don't want to be going in that ballroom with that witch. The
Um, you
basement.
see as you all head to what seems to be the basement door. You glance back, you're like, I don't want to be in that room with that witch. You, Seraphel, are part witch. The LeFay family is an old, ancient, rooted witch line, but it has also got other kindred and other species that have infused over the line. So though you have witch blood, you are not that full ancient witch that Aoife is. And as you mention, you glance over, you see that Aoife is just staring at you as you head toward the stairs, eyes just following you, with an expression that you can't read.
Uh, I I hold a gaze as I'm walking, that's sort of confused, but also slightly frightened. Um, and I sort of grab Ava's hand. I think maybe yeah, I need to get out of here. Um, I feel strange that she's watching me. Um, and I sort of follow Julius to the creepy basement.
As you all
Um,
descend these stairs. Oh, I'm sorry. Ava, were you about to say something?
That's fine.
As you all are descending these stairs, Seraphel, the heaviness you were feeling earlier that you kind of just wrote off, you are feeling a weight as you move through this basement that you have not recognized up to this point. Ava, there's something. It's so strange. The only way you can think it's there is no sound. You don't perceive any whispers or anything, but it's just there's something about the basement that feels loud. It's loud down here, but you don't know why that's the word that pops to your head. You both cross in, and as you enter, uh, 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 as the basement kind of opens up to a bigger chamber, and you see what Prue saw, this flowing ley line that seems to be writhing and moving just beneath the surface. Um, you see a horizontal Prue laying next to this ley line. What do you two do?
I will rush over to Prue, knowing that she's an acolyte. I'm really concerned over her well-being. So I go over to her and I kneel down and say, "Are you okay? What's happening? Are you okay?"
Prue, you have been in a sea of wailing and singing, of 1,000 stories of devastation, and yet what can only be described as devastating beauty. As you feel a hand touch you and you are brought back to consciousness, um, Ava, will you describe to me what it felt like the last moment you saw Seraphel 2 years ago?
Um, 2 years ago, when I had to walk away from her, it felt like a part of my soul was being ripped away from me and simply stayed with her. And I always felt like my body was trying to get back to that piece of my soul that was gone, but yeah.
Prue, you feel a tearing sensation in your heart when Ava touches you. You see a flash of rain, tears rolling down Seraphel's face as Ava walked away that night. And in that grief that you feel right at the tail end of it, you feel the pain. And I do mean pain of joy of the reconnection they felt, that Ava felt upon learning that Seraphel was her betrothed. And this moves through you through taste, through touch, through sight, and almost on an internal voice that almost sounds like you. You hear once again your mom's voice, or maybe it's your sister's, but it also could be your brother's, something that is threading through. The storm sings in you, Bruya. You found it.
I think what happens is I'm slowly getting up. I'm really been through it. I'm taking Ava's hand. I'm taking Seraphel's hand. I'm putting them, I think Seraphel on top of the other for Ava. And I'm sort of making sort of like a binding rope. It's like this beautiful aqua blue. And I'm like singing like this witch song. Isaac have a binder. Oh, oh, la la saga be brepi navevis.
Without any role necessary, you both, Seraphel and Ava, feel as this beautiful sound is washed out from Prue and it moves through you and over you and around you. There is this immense grief, but a witnessing that occurs here. You feel Prue through this storm song frequency, witnessing both of you and witnessing this connection, and you feel a binding, a bond deeper than any contract, than any institutional piece of parchment, than any decree by any patriarch or matriarch. You both feel what can only be described as a bond snapping into place. Prue, as you witnessed this, you feel the power, this soft gaze of your intention in your song, this cloth. If you'll permit me, I love this idea that it was a piece of your dress that was ripped as you came down.
Yeah.
As you wrap it around their hands, the symbols beneath your feet, all of them alight, and you notice certain ones don't light up. Something underneath it, Prue, you recognize some of these symbols. Seraphel, you do. Ava, symbols for devotion, love, connection, witnessing, seeing, holding. All of these things start to alight through the power of Prue's voice, through the connection that you both have to each other. Anybody that wants to can go ahead and give me either a religion check or a history check. Arcana check will also work on the symbols on the floor that are not lighting up.
Mine is a 2.
2.
Yeah.
Um,
For religion. 2 for religion.
2 for religion.
Plus
You
7. 2 plus 7.
2 plus 7. Okay, on a 9, you know that certain symbols not lighting up here is significant. You just aren't familiar with what the symbols that aren't lighting up are.
I got a 9 also.
There is something on a 9, you don't know what these symbols are, but there is something, and you don't know why. You're staring at these symbols, and they're not lighting up, they're dormant, but they make your stomach, like even just looking at them, like puts your stomach in knots. There's something about it that feels personally like it's hard to even look at them. There's something about it, the shape of it, you don't know whether it was like something about the intention with which it was done that feels deeply caustic and personal. Ava, did you roll? Did you get anything?
I did the history check and I got a 7.
A lot of weird symbols, and you ain't reading them. No, this binding and this bond locks in place, and all of you in this moment hear a gasp from the entryway and turn and see Mira standing there. And she goes, I'd heard the rumors of, but that's impossible. The frequencies were lost. The frequency. You all know that Rosewood used to be a school, in the Queeve scale tradition, and the school taught the trained in the 5 frequencies, the 5 noble houses. I mean, they're lost now. No one's they've gone dormant. They were taken from here. No one has seen or heard or tasted a frequency lighting up in well over a century and a half. And you see Mira's gazing at you, Prue. And you look down, and there seems to be what I can only describe as like a Dragon Ball Z anime like energy field around you. But instead of like flame, it doesn't and everybody can see this. It doesn't like cascade up like flame. It seems to like almost pop off the way like waves when they hit against a rock or splash. That's what it seems to be, kind of like radiating off of Prue. And you see Mira go, Prue, are you a storm singer?
Yes. I am a storm singer, like my mother before me, and my sister was the one who was going to bring back the frequency. But it was wrong. Drusilla was not the storm singer. I am the storm singer.
And from behind Mira, you just hear, the fuck? I literally pull you out to help support me, and you find way like what? And you see Julius just is pulling mints out of his hair, and he goes, "This is," and you go. Mira goes, "The implications of this cannot be overstated." But I suggest, and you see she kind of glances up. I think we should all just be very careful about announcing all of this right now. These, and you see she stops. The ceremony is largely symbolic, right? As I said, that the frequencies, the ley line is here, but these frequencies were removed. The ceremony itself will have some arcane and magical transfer, but it will not be nearly as potent because these frequencies are no longer here. If if these families, if these political forces discover that the frequencies can still be touched and awakened, and we have a we have a house singer, house user here, I don't. And she kind of glances up and she says, "Look, I think we should get through the ceremony tonight, and then we can um unpack what all this means on the morrow."
I think it'd be cool if like I got like my frequency magic and it's like a little pet. So it's like a little like my shiny rock is like this little it looks like a Ditto from Pokemon, if you guys know what Ditto is.
I was literally
Ditto!
about to say, yeah. So okay, perfect. I was going to ask, what does this familiar look like?
She's very cute. She's nice and purple and squishy. I'm going to call her Frou Frou.
See, for just kind of like glance, and she goes, and maybe don't lead with that. Adorable. I am so obsessed. It's a pleasure to meet you, Frou Frou. But maybe if we bring Frou Frou and start showing Frou Frou everywhere, people will start asking questions.
They won't touch Frou Frou. And they
No,
won't touch anyone.
no one will touch Frou Frou.
What about you, Mira? Are you going to be okay? What about Seraphel and Eva, sorry. And Julius. Oh, Julius, you need a bath. You smell like mint. Achoo! I'm allergic to mint most of all.
They told me. You see, he stops and he goes, "I am going to my room and I am running a bath and I will be down for the ceremony." And he just turns around and walks up the stairs. Mira goes, "Well, the ceremony will be starting soon. I don't, Strange Elias was supposed to be down 15, 20 minutes ago. I'm going to send someone up to check him. I think we should all head upstairs. Be normal, act casual."
So I think I should turn Frou Frou can change, and maybe Frou Frou is like a little peony on my hair,
Yep, say less.
and she's like
Say
this
less, chef.
bright purple. Actually, no, she's a purple rose, like the LaFay's purple rose. And it's a little strange because I have the peonies, but there's like a purple rose in my hair. And I try to give it to Seraphel and to say, here, you can hold on to it a little bit. I know you like the purple roses. But Seraphel can decide what she wants to do with that.
Uh, so I look at Prue and I'm like, hang on a fucking minute. Are we just gonna what? What? What the fuck just happened?
Watch your mouth.
Are we just gonna? Oh, I'm sorry. Are we just gonna brush over the fact that that just happened for a whatever the fuck that thing is you've got in your... I don't want to touch it. Please don't put it in my hand.
Her name is Frou Frou, and you're rude.
No, she's like, don't back off.
You see, Mira approaches and goes, and she seems to like touch, and this little golden thread kind of appears between the two of you, and she goes, "You two, you're a bonded pair."
I did it myself, first time.
She turns to you and goes, "That's not possible."
Why?
Bonding. Well, I don't know. Listen, I'm not. I wasn't in the Keith scale tradition, but I've heard, like, witnessing a bond. This is a deeply complex layer of magic.
No,
How
it's
did you
not. It
do
was
it?
easy for me. I mean, when I was little, my mother used to tell me stories about the bond. In fact,
Whoa, 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 whoa. Just shut up for a second. What the fuck does bonded pair mean?
it means that you're bonded together. Well, I think Mira knows more because I read a little bit, but then I had to come to the house.
No, no, Prue is exactly right. You're a bonded pair. It's the well, depending on the religion and depending on the coven, different words are used. Some your magic sings to each other. Um, your souls were cut from the same star. You two. But what we are discovering, or what the arcane research was discovering, was bonds are more about. Yes, there are different kinds of bonds. There are magical bonds where the magic talks to each other. There are weaved bonds, trauma bonds where you went through something traumatic, and those can be incredibly dangerous and enmeshed. But there are the and I know it might sound a little on the nose, but the love bond, the bond that was where two individuals were so well matched, and then through trial and through connection, um, uh, uh, are witnessed in their deep love. Nothing can sunder that kind of bond.
That's so romantic. It's like all the little fairy tales that I would read.
I um I just look at Ava, and for a second there's sort of like disbelief mixed with relief, mixed with I'm scared, obviously, and just like very much an expression of what the fuck.
Um, at this moment, as you two are gazing at each other, you hear rapid footsteps on the stairs as two figures come down. One of them you recognize as Marin Aldrich, another of the Aldrich witch clan, a cousin to Mira. She comes down and goes, Mira, they are. We need to talk. And you see anybody that wants to give me a perception check or insight.
Okay. Insight. All right. 10 plus, 17 plus 6. 23.
This, you've seen scared people before. You've seen what the eyes of somebody who has witnessed something truly disturbing. You know what that looks like, and that is what this servant next to Marin has written all over her face.
My
Um,
natural instinct is to go and like protect this servant and be like, what can I do for you? I am here for you. Like, full on take the face and just be like, tell me what happened. Let Prue help you out.
do you put your hands on her?
Maybe, because it's so traumatic, and I feel like that's such a rare thing. Like, what can I do for you? What
Give me
happened? I am here for you. Because Prunella just knows something fucked up just happened.
give me a charisma saving throw as you touch her. This is um this will be up in your little saving throws. Um, you have I'm pulling it up. Um, saving throws for charisma. You have a +3, so go ahead and roll me a d20.
D20.
And add +3 to it.
Okay. D20. So my D20 is an 18 plus 3 is 21.
You feel and it doesn't it doesn't unseat you or cause any kind of negative effects, but you feel you see an image of blood all across the floor. You feel panic. You feel the taste of bile in your own mouth from where the servant threw up from what they saw, and you feel the absolute fear. Um, Seraphil and Ava, as Prue was touching her, touching the servant, you overhear Marin talking to Mira, going, servant came down. He only found me not moving. I need you to be discreet and come with me. And you see Mira go, yes, of course. And she turns and notices you, Prue, and goes, are you all right?
Hathike sangras. Hathike sangras. Hathike sangras. Hathike sangras. Hathike sangras. Hathike sangras. Hathike sangras.
She puts her hand on you. Talk to me. What's going on?
Where is Elias? What happened to Elias?
Please keep your voice down. She says, come with me. And please keep your faces quiet. She goes to move up the stairs, indicating that she's headed toward following the servant. Do you all follow them?
Well, for me, I will look at them and ask, what about Elias? What is happening? Because I'm getting a bad feeling now with what's happening. So I will follow just so I can figure out what's happening.
Yeah. I think and correct me if anybody else is doing, you all move through the party. Everybody is mingling very in the cups as you're walking through, going, listen, Elias, he always has his way of doing things. I'm sure he'll come down. He probably just wanted us all to, he probably fell asleep, you know? And very much people have kind of gotten into their cups. There's a lot of laughter. You overhear, I mean, the LeFays and the Kierans coming together, like that's a powerful match. And probably nice for the LeFays to have themselves saved from financial and social ruin. As you move through kind of like the gossip of everything that's going on, you're moving up the stairs, and the second floor has a different quality, all of you, from when you left your rooms to come down to this meeting. There's something. Prue, you kept using the term off kilter. You all feel that now, like something is different. You move through, you turn the corner, and there is a long hallway that is leading toward a room with double-edged doors, and you hear Mira almost on a shaky voice say, this is where we set up the Kieran delegate. This was once called the witnessing room when this was still a school, but Elias requested it as his room, said it was the apex of the power of the house. But tried to explain to him that it was dormant, but Elias is always into symbols. She keeps glancing at you, a little nervous. You all arrive at the door. Marin turns back to you, Ava, specifically, and goes, I'm so sorry. The door opens, and you all in the room, in the center of what seems to be some kind of ritualistic circle, is a dead Elias Kieran, in a pool of his own blood, face in anguish, with one hand seeming to be reaching for the door. And that is where we're going to end our session.
That's an evil stopping point. Like,
I told you, did I
gosh,
say it was like a British mystery? Did I say it was like a British mystery?
Agatha Christie style.
Yep, Agatha Christie. I was like, listen, this is Murder on the Nile, baby. We introduce the characters, set up the premise, give everybody the clues without realizing they got all the clues, and then here we go. Gang, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time, we are going to conclude this adventure. Prue, with her newfound storm song frequency, will she be able to solve the complex mystery of what's going on and maybe begin a healing cycle in this place? Will Ava and Seraphil be able to work out what this bond and this complex, messy relationship was? Holy, there's a murder! There was a murder on the Rosewood Express. What are we gonna do?
We're
We'll
gonna
find
eat
out
cake.
next time.
That's what we're gonna do.
We're gonna eat cake. Gang, the world's a better place because you're in it. I want to thank my players for, are you kidding me? Thank you for just bringing such incredible backstories and like vulnerability. Vero just ripping out my heart with this. Sorry, I just love doing this. Is a new thing. This is called in honor of Rosewood Manor. At the end of every session, I'm going to throw out a thing called just roses and thorns, and this is like a little just things that from the session that I absolutely loved. Um, Sia, you brought so much yes and energy. Thank you for never being afraid to just jump both feet first and be a collaborative world builder and storyteller with me. It is so fun. You are hilarious. Amanda, the grounded, rooted quality that you are bringing to a paladin really shows how feminine individuals really do contain multitudes, that you can be an armor wielding veteran and warrior and also be a very connected, vulnerable, um, emotionally available individual. And those things don't contradict each other. They are a Venn diagram that makes somebody feel whole and lived in. And thank you for being an example of what's possible. And Vero, like again, thank you for your vulnerability, your what I loved about all of you, but something that jumped out to for me, Vero, was your self confidence. You never feel the need to make a moment. You never feel the need to force anything. You just play the truth and the honesty of what's right in front of you. And that is, man, I wish I could learn how to do that. I'd be such a better actor. So I'm thank you for also being an example of what's possible. Gang, I love playing with you. You all are so incredible. Any questions, comments, concerns, I'll see you in the chat. Have a great rest of your evening. And I can't wait to play with you tomorrow morning / afternoon / evening, wherever your time zone finds you. Gang, don't forget about your shiny rocks and how to use them. For those that are popping in as audience members, come figure out who did it in this veritable romantic spicy whodunit. We'll see you tomorrow.